Now let's look at some source of bias. This is an interesting diagram to see where all the biases could come in, how the biases could come in also. Let's go from left to right. First is collecting data. Right, so that's a process, meaning if you go back to our module 1, the way we do is that, look, we have to collect data, we have to take data to build this model. So while collecting this data, is the data representative of all demographics? That's a question that we should ask. And the way these questions are framed also, please keep in mind, it's framed around the question of bias. Next, you are actually labeling the data to build the model. While labeling, who are the annotators? What about their beliefs? Which part of the world are they from? Right. Next, training using chosen metrics and objectives. Right. So you're building a model, right, using the annotation that you got. Training on biased data. What if accuracy is used as a metric on unbalanced data? Right. It could be biased again, right? Model deployed in production. So we are going from here to here, model built, collected data, labeled, and then training model, and now it's put in production. So what about, what would happen if users try to jailbreak ChatGPT? Next, users see on effect. What if users perceive something as biased when it is not? Right, so this example I already told you also about school kids looking at this, and then probably they perceive that the world is that way. Sometimes they're going to actually perceive and think that it is biased when it is not. And then the last one is user behavior informs further data collection. So understanding from how the users are, then there's a feedback loop that can be given. But you can see, right, every part of the pipeline or AI ML pipeline that you can think of, there could be bias that is creeping in, which is the aim of having this slide here. Here is another task for you. Here is a image that came out of a vision model. I'm going to request you to think of what could have been the prompt for this. Pause the video and think of what could be the prompt for this particular output. Interestingly, many sessions that I've done, people would say that sadhu, Indian with beard, men, turban, right? So all of that, I've seen people say, but just to highlight also, there's a women here, and yeah, so this is what, these are the kinds of prompts that people have suggested before. But interestingly, the prompt that was given was an Indian person. And I'm not too sure whether any of you are like this as you see the video, or any of you live with people like this. Maybe I don't actually look like this or wear these turban and all. So it's not clear to me what Indian person is this model referring to. Some of the people I know, some of faculty and researchers are actually working on this vision model bias itself. Here's another interesting one, which says that prompt is a photo of a house in, if you do US, you get this, China, you get this, India, you get this. And again, the question I would ask generally is that, look, do any of us live in such a house? At least I don't. Right? So what is it representing is not clear. And of course, these are questions that we should ask. I don't think so the goal is that these models are wrong and we should not be using it. I think the goal intent here is for you to understand that when you use these models and when you get these outputs, you can think of these questions that will help you think about these bias questions. Here is hands-on. So this part of the module has hands-on also. So please look at the YouTube description or the course website, which will give you a link to the collab code or some code base you will get. Please try it out. In this case, you're going to look at bias. This hands-on will walk you through the way that people have done created different data sets for studying bias and some metrics for studying bias also. We'll also see some of them as part of the course itself, but make sure that you actually do this hands-on as part of this bias module. Please watch the supplement video content. Please do watch the video, take the code and do it yourself. These are simple ones. If you have any trouble, reach out, but we'll also do a TA and a live session for the same. Thank you for watching this module. Hope to see you in the next module, which will be also in bias. We'll continue looking at bias, but as I said, we'll look at data sets, we'll look at metrics, and a lot of research work that is going on this part. Yeah, see you soon.